Hi everybody, I just want to share a little bit of something with you today. We have got a super stamping press, the Load and Fold, and it is fantastic. Now when I'm doing my stamping, this is my go-to actual stamping press. It's so easy to use, it is fabulous. So I've got a lovely shiny brand new one here. So let's open it and we'll have a little look. So you're getting two within the bundle, okay, so, and there is a 6x8 and an 8x8, so that's our 6x8, and again, let's open this up so we can have a good look at what we're getting, and then this is the 8x8, and they are fabulous. So there we go, we're getting both of these within the actual bundle, which is wonderful because you can keep the bigger one on your desk. Most of the cards that I ever make aren't any or much bigger than an 8x8 card unless I'm doing something for a canvas piece or something like that. So this is really going to use you all the time. And then my smaller one, I keep in my little carry bag. So the one that I take down to on air and things like that, I keep a smaller one with me just in case. But even though this is a 6x8 and this is an 8x8, it does not limit you in any way to the size of card we're going to be stamping, okay? Really, really easy. And that's in one, in its design feature, and also two, how easy it is to use. So when you open it up, first of all, we've got hinge. Then we've got a fabulous grid system on here, which is just wonderful. And I use my mat. Usually I have a glass mat on my desk. And if I was wanting my measurements, I actually line it up over the top of my glass mat because I can see through this because it's transparent. So I can see right through to my glass mat and get all my measurements if I wanted to. But they are centimetre cubes, okay? So on this side, it's just a flat piece of glass. On this side, we've got a lip. Okay, so we've got this lip in here. Now, first of all, super basic, I have an 8x8 piece of cardstock that is going to sit in there beautifully. Okay, so I've cut an 8x8 or an 8x8 card, in it goes, wonderful. Then I'm going to get myself a stamp, and I used one of these, I love these stamps, beautiful big floral. Now, one of the things that I love about using a Load and Fold is, or the particular stamping press, is because you get several bites at the cherry. If you're not fantastic at inking up your stamp, or your dexterity isn't wonderful and you can't always get that pressure, it doesn't matter because your card is actually in here and it's not moving around and it can't go anywhere. You can then stamp it back up and you can re-ink it and re-stamp it, okay? So it's not going anywhere. You can use smaller pieces of card, clearly, because then you can tape them down. So a little bit of low tack tape on here and tape your pieces down. But it means once you've actually got your piece on here, you've positioned it, you can now fast and multi-stamp. So if you're doing batch stamping, so I'm making an 8x8 card, they're an invitation to an anniversary and I need 45 of them. To put that on a block, hover over the top and to stamp it every time with the knowledge that maybe you might get a miss stamp and miss a little bit in the middle, you're not going to be able to line that back up again. Hence the versatility of having one of these. So I've literally picked up that stamp. Now it's on there, it's not going anywhere. So I'm just going to ink up. I'm going to do a little bit of dodgy inking to start off with, so I'm going to maybe miss a few pieces. So I've done a little bit of inking. So I'm going to lay that down, okay, and I'm just going to press down. Not masses of pressure because I do actually want this to go wrong so I can then show you it going right. So let's press this down and pull that away. Oh, see? Oh, but I'm not worried because this hasn't moved and my cardstock hasn't moved. So now I can go back in like so. And then now I can press down, okay? Or maybe even like that. But this way, if I now lift this up and I haven't pressed on this piece, I'm trying to get it all, thinking methodically, okay, let's press on every little bit like this. And maybe you can't press down like that. Pick it up and press on it like this, okay? Doesn't have to be on there because nothing is moving, remember. The cardstock can't move and your stamp can't move, see? So if you're struggling and you can't get the pressure from above, pick it up and give it a little bit of a squeeze, okay? Like so. Might not have got the best ink pad in the world, but we'll see. So now, take away like so. So that first one was really, really pale because we didn't stamp it properly, but now a second time it's stamped beautifully. Now I can go in and do all the colour in. But if I wanted to do another one, I can take that out, place in another 8x8 piece of cardstock, ink it up and stamp again. But I know that every time, every piece of card that I put in there, I'm going to be stamping in exactly the same place, okay? So as long as your piece of card is big enough for your ink, for your image that you're stamping, it will stamp it every single time. But I hear you cry, what if I'm doing something a little bit bigger? So on this, oh, super sticky, we have got a lip, but the lip isn't too big for our stamps, okay? So we can still use this. So if I have got an A4 piece of card, because I'm doing something a little bit bigger, maybe I've got an A4 piece of card and I'm going to do one of those half folds over. So I want to stamp on this piece, but I don't want to cut my cardstock. I want to leave it as an A4 whole piece. I would actually tape it down. So I would tape it to my desk if need be, so it's not going to move. But this way, by doing it this way round, I've got no edge on this side. So there's nothing that is going to interfere once this closes, okay? So this doesn't have to sit in this side because my ink, my stamp, is the same level as this lip. This isn't going to go inside here, doesn't close in, it actually just butts up to the edge. So let me bring this one in so I can show you. The plate sits on top of that line there, so they meet perfectly, okay? So it sits on top of. This doesn't actually go inside. So that means that when I've actually inked this up, doesn't really matter what piece of sized cardstock. It doesn't have to be 8x8. It doesn't have to be 6x8. It can be as big as an A3 piece if I want to, as long as I'm taping it down and I'm keeping it in place somehow. Now I can close it that way on and I can still stamp. Okay, so that's the versatility of having something like this load and fold. So you can use your grid. You can use it as measurements, you can put smaller pieces of cardstock in, but you can use the well side, keeping your cardstock in place if that's what you want to do. But the beauty of having it is that if you misprint, you can still go back in. Like I say, I've not got my best ink pad with me. I haven't moved that cardstock. Okay, press down like so. I'm just going to keep hold of my cardstock because, like I said, I haven't taped it down, but I would, and it's not moved, okay? It's beautiful. Every time you're going to get a clean, crisp print, and if you can't ink it up properly, or you haven't, or you've not pressed it down everywhere, you've got another go at it, or even 10 goes at it if that's what it takes to get it, but it won't move. Either way you can use it. So you haven't got to just use 8x8 piece of card or a 6x8 piece of card or smaller ones. You can also use all of your other cardstock. You just transfer your stamp to the other side. It is fabulous little stamping platform. It really, really is. And I know if you get one, it'll stay within your craft bag and it'll be one of your most used tools. So, and again, remember all those other techniques that you can do, use it with your embossing ink, so you can do all your embossing, and everything else is all exactly the same. Okay, it really is fabulous little tool, or set of tools, because you're going to get both of them. So just a few hints and tips there for how to use it and how really cool and clever it is to have one of those. So remember, you can pick this up as a little duo on our highlightcrafts.com website, okay? It's on there for you to have a look at. Even if you just have a go, have a little go with it. But I know it will change your stamping. I know it changed mine, definitely. But it's fabulous, okay? So remember, highlightcrafts.com website, and we'll see you all again soon for more hints, tips and techniques. Bye.
If you want to see more from Highlight Crafts, make sure you subscribe by clicking the button below. Then click the bell icon to receive notifications for all our new content.